Hey everybody, welcome back to more The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. In the last episode, we started this grand adventure, saving Princess Zelda from the dungeon where she was captured in her own castle, yeah. And in this episode, we're finding men in the bushes. I don't know, maybe he really... shoot! Go away, dude. Okay, guess you really had to go in the bushes. And in this episode, we're going to go seek the Elder to see if he could tell us about the legendary Master Sword, which is said to be the most powerful... Jeez! Okay, maybe I shouldn't go freaking mow the lawn. Otherwise, strange men that hide in the grass will attack me. I say that and I'm cutting up more grass. I really need to be careful because it looks like I'm about to die here. Okay, good. We got a heart. Oh, okay. There's a mechanic there. Well, I guess cutting grass is a new mechanic. You can sometimes find rupees, hearts, other items in this grass, or you can find a bunch of soldiers, as I was finding earlier, and those things which are landmines. If you walk over them, you get hit. Simple as that. You do not want to do that. Now, let's see. I want to take care of these guys, even though there's really no use to. I actually kind of... Before I started this episode, I died off screen because I was trying to export the episode I just recorded, and I didn't realize that someone was attacking me, and I died, so... Already the first death, I guess, but it was because I wasn't playing. And here we are in a reoccurring location in the Zelda series, Kakariko Village. And if we look at our map, the X marks the spot as this was where we need to go. Now, let's see. We're going to want to go ahead and talk to this guy right over here. Hi, Link. Elder? Are you talking about the grandpa? Okay, but don't tell any of the bad people about this. He's hiding in the palace past the castle. I will mark the spot on your map. Here you are. So, he's telling us to go all the way to the east, but we could go and tackle the first dungeon right now, but at the same time... There are quite a few things we can do here in Kakariko Village that will really help us in the long run, so we want to go ahead and do that. And we're going to go ahead and start by going this way. You don't want to let those women see you, because if they do, they'll call soldiers on you and they're going to attack you, so... Go figure, because in this universe, this Link, I believe this is the hero of Legend Link, he is not yet recognized as a hero, rather than just a random guy who, I guess, kidnapped the princess. I guess that's why they're sending the soldiers out to attack you. Okay. And we got a bunch of rupees and things there from falling down the well. But, bombable walls in the first game, they didn't have any way to tell from a normal wall if it was bombable or not. And in the second game, well, there was no bombable walls, period. But in this game, there are now two ways to tell if a wall is bombable. Visually, you can see that the rest of this wall kind of looks sturdy, but this wall right here kind of has like a bit of rubble here. And sonically, if you were to hold out your sword by holding down B and walk up to a wall, that's the sound it makes if it's not bombable, but if it is bombable, it will make this sound instead. So yeah, two different ways to tell if a wall is bombable. I guess they really wanted to apologize by making the first game too cryptic. And here is a new mechanic that is here to stay for the rest of the series. This is a piece of heart. Rather than just giving you a new heart right away, that is a quarter of a heart. You need to collect 4 pieces of heart for it to make a whole heart container, and then you get your life added to. And I kind of like that. I really like that idea. It gives you more of a reason to explore the overworld because it's an item that actively helps you throughout your adventure, but you have to seek out more than just one heart container to get more life. In the first game, there was really only 6 spots that you needed to side quest for, but in this game, there's 24 pieces of heart in total, totaling to 6 heart containers. So 6 extra hearts that are tied to side quests. This game kind of started a lot for the Zelda series, and It is one of the most influential Zelda games in the entire series. Again, it's probably not as influential as Ocarina of Time, and later games in the series, just like Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess, would go on to use these ideas a lot better than this game will. But this game is where it all started. This game is where it all kind of came together, and they do a really good job about it. So it's very commendable. This is not where you want to go here. Let's mow this guy's lawn here. But yeah, going forward with the series, a lot of these games are going to have just a lot more side quests. So there's going to be a lot more breaks in between dungeons than there were in the first two games, just based solely on the fact that the direction the series is going in is just going to be more side quest happy. That's just how the games are going to go from here on out. Hey, Brother Link, do you have a bottle to keep a bug in? I see, you don't have one. Not yet, I don't. I actually forgot to do something before I went to go talk to that guy, and that's going to the merchant in the middle of Hyrule here. Or, middle of Hyrule. The middle of Kakariko Village, jeez. You, sir! Have you been going through life without one of my hold anything bottles? Well, step right up and I gotta make your life complete. I've got one cell down now for the low price of 100 rupees. What do you say? Interested? I'll take one. Goodbye, thanks a lot. Now hold it above your head for the whole world to see, okay? Breaking the fourth wall. It's good for business. You got the thing! This is a magic bottle. You can store an item inside it, and I forgot to read the rest of the text before I skipped it. Now, why is this called the magic bottle? It's just a bottle. There's nothing magic about it. Whatever. You'll see later on that this game is obsessed with the word magic, even though like nothing in this game is magic. But that's not the only bottle we can get right here, right now. If we go down here into the bar, there's a chicken in a bar. Jeez, a live chicken, no less. And we are robbing the store. We got another magic bottle there. One for free and one for 100 rupees. Which one's a better deal? It's secretly both. Alright, now I want to talk to this guy. I can't go out because I'm sick. People say I caught this cold from the evil air that's coming down off the mountain. This is my bug catching net. I'll use it when I'm better, but for now I'll lend it to you. And you borrowed the magic bug catching net. I'm surprised it's not called that. There may be other things you can catch with it too. So that is a very useful item that you want to make sure you get before leaving Kakariko Village. And as for the bottles, this is the first game to have them. This is the first game to have them. Zelda 1 on NES had potions which were stored in bottles, but you kind of just bought them from the potion shop. And Zelda 2, well, it didn't have anything. It didn't really have any usable items. It just had upgrades. This game started the whole trend of having 4 bottles per game, which was then broken in Majora's Mask because that game has 6. But bottles are extremely useful items, and you want to make sure you collect. Even if you're not going to 100%, I would still recommend trying to go for all 4 bottles because they are really useful. I'll get into more why they're so useful later on in the game, but just know that those 2 bottles that I got right now, you want to make sure, even if you're not going for 100%, that you get them right now. Anyways, go down to this room. If you do the puzzle the way I'm doing it right here, I think I might have screwed it up. Actually, no, I didn't. There we go. There's a way to collect all 4 of these chests without having to leave the room and come back. But that's not the main thing we want to do in this room. What we want to do is get close to this wall. And go forth. Originally in development, Miyamoto suggested that the walls should make a sound whenever you tap it to your sword to see if it's bombable or not, much like I just showed off in the well. But it was later decided for them to have cracks in the wall as well because they thought striking every single wall with your sword was really cryptic. And I'm really commendable that they did that, because I don't know anybody that uses the sword to detect if a wall is bombable. They almost always just look at it, and if it has a crack, then they will bomb it. So, very nice change on their part. But yeah, I don't think I got to finish this thought last time because I kept getting distracted, but this is my favorite Zelda game of all time. It's just such a comfortable game for me. I don't know exactly how to explain it without spoiling a lot of the game, so I think I'll just save my thoughts on the game and why it's my favorite until the end of the series when I can finally talk about everything. Yeah, Link, now I'm quarreling with my younger brother. I sealed him into his room. Dude, imagine you and your sibling get into a fight and he just concretes the wall to your room. Alright, sorry about the cut there. Hey Link, did you come from my older brother's room? Is he still angry? Well, apparently he sealed you in here. He sealed you like an evil monster. If you can reach the goal within 15 seconds, he'll give you something good. Ready, set, go! Alright, so this really isn't not that difficult. What you want to do is cut the bushes over this way, and where you see these two little dots, it's a jumping off point. This try, your time was 9 seconds. You qualified. Congratulations. I present you with a piece of heart. And that is our third piece of heart. Alright, now I believe that's all we can do for right now in Kakariko Village. There are more things that we can do later on, but for right now, I think that's pretty much all we can do. So we're going to go ahead and move on. And go to a location in the Legend of Zelda series that also became very famous after this game. Alright, now we just want to go north of Kakariko. Avoiding these soldiers here. Okay, no, not really. So this is the Lost Woods. Interesting bit of trivia is that in Japan, the Lost Woods are called Mayori no Mori. And they use the same exact name for the Forest of Illusion world in Super Mario World. So, yeah, the Forest of Illusion is also called Mayori no Mori in the SNES Super Mario World. So, canonically, Mario went through here, pushed a bunch of switches, and got a bunch of Yoshis out of this area. This mushroom smells like a sweet rotten fruit. You can give this to anyone who wants it. Speaking of Mario, he left one of his mushrooms here. Does that mean we can grow in size? No. It just means that we're gonna get an item later on. Before you leave the Lost Woods, you want to come here and cut down this grass to reveal a hole. And you get a piece of heart, which brings us to 4. We get our first heart container. Well, our first heart container that we earned, not just gotten out of a chest like the one we got in the sanctuary. Okay, now those bird enemies. Their official name is Guay, spelled Guay. And the reason I'm bringing attention to that is because I am a native Spanish speaker. Spanish is my first language. And that enemy name sounds pretty much one for one as a curse word in Spanish. So it is very awkward for me to say. And because of that, now going forward, I'm not going to be using their official name and rather just going to call them Flying Men after the creatures from Earthbound. Because I don't want my parents storming in here saying, "What the hell are you saying?" Because I've just been calling a creature by its official name that was given in English. That sounds something completely different in Spanish. It's kind of like that thing in Ocarina of Time where in the French version they wanted to change the localization for Deku because it could sound like Dekul from the French, which was a vulgar slang for of the butt in the French language, so that would be very awkward for them. But unfortunately, they didn't think that far ahead for the Spanish localization. I will soothe your wounds and comfort your weariness. Close your eyes and relax. Anytime you find a big fairy like that, they will fully heal you. This fairy fountain is very easy to find, very accessible, because it's near one of the spawn locations if you ever happen to die. And in this game, just like in the first game, if you do happen to die, you do not respawn with your full health, so it's a good idea to come over here and grab that. Frick, get away from me. Alright, now these guys have a bow and arrow. Now, your shield works much like it did in the first game, where if you're facing an attack with your shield head on, you will block it, but there's some differences. As you can see, swiping your shield will move it out of the way. Now, it also did that in Zelda 1, and much like in Zelda 1, if you're swinging your shield against an enemy, if your shield is moved out of the way, you'll no longer block the attack. However, something that's new that's not in the second game or in the first game, if you swing your shield, it goes to the side of you. If you're facing down, it goes to the left side. If you're facing up, it goes to the right side. If you hold your shield in that direction, you will keep blocking enemy attacks, and if you do that, you can get next to them and start striking them. It's a very useful tactic, and it's very good to know if you're trying to get close to an enemy that has a ranged attack. And what's also kind of a neat little touch, if I don't get hit by landmines again, is that no matter which way you're facing, left or right, Link will always have his shield pointed north. North is where Death Mountain is, so that's kind of a superstition kind of thing, where Link points his shield towards the danger. Which I always thought was a pretty neat touch. The smell of rotten fruit. If you give me that mushroom, I can finish my brew. Hee hee. Alright, want to give the witch the mushroom? Hee hee. Thank you, young man. Come back to the shop later for something good. Hee hee. Alright, now these enemies you do not want to strike with their sword, because even though they don't look like it, they are electrified, so they will hurt you. Hee hee. Thank you, young man. Come back to the shop later for something good. Hee hee. So if you go into the shop, this is magic powder. Sprinkle it on enemies and many other things. That is another one of the most useful items in the game, and you want to make sure you get that. So make sure to get that mushroom from the Lost Woods before coming this way. And red is the medicine of life. Green is the medicine of magic. Blue renews both life and magic. Here, taste a sample of the red potion. If you come here, you will get a free sample of the red potion every single time. So if you ever need a free heal, come talk to this lady. And you can buy the potions here, and she explained them all, so I don't need to do that. If you do not have a bottle, you cannot buy one of the potions, which is why I said getting a bottle is one of the most important things. Otherwise, you cannot hold those very useful potions. So you want to make sure you do have one. I didn't buy one for right now because I don't really need one. Let's go. Go away! Right. And then we have this little deserty area. There's a bunch of Octoroks here. I'm so hungry, I could eat an Octorok! Alright, and this is the location that was marked on our map to go to. So this is the location of the first dungeon. However, I'm going to save that till next time. Next time on The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. We're going to go explore the first dungeon and see what we can find. See you guys next time.